Hey, what's up everyone? I just want to say, if you have stuck with this video series thus far, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you're learning something, because as I talk about these things in this video mini series, I find myself relearning things all over again. And so if you are just getting even a small little bit from any of the words I'm saying thus far, I hope that you can take it and build on it, and I hope that it benefits you in your future. Alright y'all, so we're on letter I, and I stands for identifying your strengths and your non-strengths. And so I know you're probably thinking, TR, you probably could have just said weaknesses instead of non-strengths. It makes it sound like you don't have any command of the English language. Well, I say non-strengths with a purpose, because I don't want to consider non-strengths as a weakness, because we have the ability and we have the opportunities, really more opportunities that are put in front of us than not, to work on and build on those things that we are not proficient in. One thing that I do realize is that I know how to look at myself and convey positivity. I know how to convey a message that ultimately garners a positive reaction whenever I'm speaking it. I know that I have and I understand that power, and I can use that to my own advantage, because especially when it comes to working with my own business, I have something that has garnered so much positivity and positive results that I can use that and display that in my own personal message. I know that that's a strength of mine, because it's something that I aim to do every day. I work on it and I build on it, and I have a good foundation when it comes to that. So I can honestly say that that aspect of who I am and what I do is a genuine strength. Now, I know that when it comes to my own non-strengths, I have a tendency to look at things, and sometimes I don't put as much effort into learning the ins and outs of every single thing. For example, I have a drum machine at home that I have not used. I have actually subscribed to a couple of YouTube channels that put out tutorials pretty much every day on how to use this specific drum machine, and I haven't watched not one. And I've had this drum machine for a little while now, and it's something that I do plan on using. And I just realized that while I was using it, for the time that I was using it, I was more so just learning trial by error and just giving myself kind of run-throughs that were based on my own interactions with the drum machine, and they were based on just me kind of fiddling around with things. And you know, I kind of figured out that you press this knob here and you turn this dial there, and you can get a reaction, you get a sound that comes out, and you can map certain things to certain pads and whatnot. And yeah, but I didn't learn the full ins and outs, and so that's one thing that I know that I need to work on when it comes to learning my drum machine. I need to immerse myself in the material. I need to make sure that I understand everything, and then once I've learned everything and once I have understood it, then I can start making music using it. So yeah, that's one of my non-strengths. Sometimes when I have certain things in front of me that require a lot of time and energy to learn, sometimes I tend to shy away and try things for myself. And that is something that is not technically a weakness, it's just something that I need to improve upon. And so that's why it's a non-strength. So when you look at yourself, when you look at what you do, whether it's working for someone else or even in your own business, it's important that you identify your strengths and non-strengths, because these are going to be the foundation with which you're going to build your business reputation. You know, a first impression does go a long way, and if you're not playing to your best strengths, then that first impression just might be the last and final impression. I know that in a business like mine, I have a lot of first impressions that I need to make, and I need to make those impressions go in my favor. You know what I mean? Because if they don't, I don't make no money. And that's just a simple fact of it all. You have to make sure that when it comes to that, that you are on your absolute best. And also in a business like mine, I have the opportunity to introduce this to so many people, and I'm doing that. And I want to be able to convey a message that will allow them to also hone in on their strengths, but also to not be afraid of their non-strengths. You know, you have to understand that these are not weaknesses. You are not a weak person. You know what I mean? Everybody has the potential of doing something great. You just have to understand your greatness. Of course, there are going to be things that we are not proficient in, but we can work on those things. Nobody says that we can't. So when you look at your life, when you look at your journey, and if you're a business owner like me, you look at the way you run your business, it's important to identify and look at those things that you are particularly good at. It's also a greater thing to look at those things that you may be deficient in, because the sooner you can start working on those things, the better off you're going to be. You know, one of the biggest things that you can do in a business like mine is just be prepared. Just like I was saying in the last video, acknowledge what may come. You know, there are going to be some situations that you may not be as strong in, you may not be as proficient in, you may not know exactly how to handle those things, but you can work on those things. You can put forth the time and the energy and the effort towards building those non-strengths into strengths. But ultimately, it's up to you. I hope that you got a little bit of information from this video, and stay tuned for the next one. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you later. Bye.